Second.
Mhm.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to our Wellness Wednesday. It's your girl Queenie, host of our Talks to Podcast. And today's episode is for my Vegan Girl with Curves brand. And my special guest for today is none other than Sistah Yolande Smith, the Happy Vegan Coach. Let's welcome Yolande to the platform. Welcome, 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 Yolande. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you. You're welcome, Queenie.
Oh my goodness, I'm so happy that you agreed to stop by and talk to Bar Talks, the podcast, and family. How are you doing today?
I'm always doing great and try to make it greater.
I like that. I like that. All right. So we're going to dive right in. As I was sharing with you earlier, I love to have an opportunity to talk with wellness coaches, those that are in the medical field or in health or holistic, field that eat well or physically fit, whatever your thing is. I love to bring you to the podcast so we can share that information out with the listeners. So you are a happy vegan coach. Tell us what that means.
Well, there's a book that I read a few years ago called Good Food, Good Mood. And I was wondering what it was. I said, why would food make people into having good mood? So I read the book and I realized that there is a great connection between the food that you eat in your gut and your brain, because the lining of your gut is similar to your brain. So whenever your gut is depressed, your brain becomes depressed.
Wow.
So, and also there's a connection, a constant connection that's going on between your brain and your gut that will create harmony and balance into your well-being and happiness. And I experienced that. Like there's a term the American will use when I first came in this country in 1975, like you're full of S. And I thought it was just a word, but there's meaning behind it. It's like whenever your body's loaded with fecal material, you irritated, you're uncomfortable, you're not at ease. And this is why we call disease. You're not at, it's the contrary of being at ease.
At ease, yeah.
Okay, so and then I started eating healthier. I started going to the bathroom more. I was always constipated, and I after that I read a book called Fit for Life by Harvey Diamond. That was about 30 something years ago. Wow. And I realized that if whatever is wrong with you, if you go on a diet of fruits and vegetables, and you will recreate balance again. And wherever there's balance, there's happiness, and there's always love. Your aura, your energy field become very good. And when I went to California, I met some friends and they all said, you have good energy, you have good energy, I want to be around you. I didn't know what it means until I realized that the better you eat is more your energy field is get wider and wider and wider. And 3 months ago, I went to California. I was helping a Vietnamese friend was dying, and her friends came over, and they have that pendulum. They always, and they had me wearing holding the pendulum, and the pendulum was going crazy. Like, he said, you went to the highest. So that's the answer to the question. Because I always try to have a smile on my face, regardless the problem, whatever I'm going through. Because whenever you wear that smile, you're happy, and everything inside of you smile, even your cells. Your cells are listening all the time to the way you feel. And even if I have to be sad, I force myself not being sad and think about something that I'm going to be doing in the future that's going to make me excited. So that can change the whole atmosphere in my body. So that's why
I love that.
The name Happy Vegan Coach.
Okay. So now you came here in 1975. That was the year I was born. It's a good year. It's a good year. It's a good year. So where are you originally from? If you were not, I can hear the accent, which is beautiful.
I'm from Haiti. I came here when I was 19, and I didn't know anything about. I was like the most ignorant person, not having a father or not having a mother who loved me, but she didn't have any education, and
Mm-hmm.
it was seven of us, and I didn't know anything. I
Yeah.
just, I have to wake up and eat, and you have to go to work and wash dishes, and
Mm-hmm.
nothing else about life. I started
Mm-hmm.
learning about life when I was in my early 30s, about
Wow.
how to love, or not to be jealous, or to be gentle to people, or
Oh,
to have a conscience. I didn't know anything.
oh
So
my
the
goodness.
moment the door was open, and but one thing that I had was extreme curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
I was extremely curious. And that led me to who I am today, because the first person who broke the ice for me was a friend who said, "You need more fiber. You need to eat more fiber." And because you constipated, I said, "Really?" So I went to the health food store and I got that book. And that was that good food, good mood that led to Fit for Life and Gary Knoll. And I started listening to a radio called WBAI in New York. It is a community radio,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a very powerful community radio, no commercial, and they had all the good holistic doctors and everything that can give you a balance, life. So
Mm-hmm.
I listened to it and I learned about the environment, everything, yoga, veganism, everything, activism. So every politic that was going on in the world, in the Middle East, and in Europe, I was listening to everything
Mm-hmm.
with passion. And since that moment, I really barely watch a movie. I
Yeah.
hear people say, "Did you see this movie?" No, I was busy learning other stuff,
Yeah.
you know.
So,
And
so this must have just spoke to your spirit. Like when you started understanding how the body worked spiritually, your connections, the food, and all these other things, it just obviously woke up something in you that seems more natural, like a more natural lifestyle, right?
well, I always been a tropical girl.
Yeah.
Like when I grew up in Haiti, we grew up on mangoes, avocados, and I used to go under the trees and pick up mango. And I was always have that connection in me culturally.
Mm-hmm.
And we eat sweet potato for dinner, just sweet potato, a big plate of sweet potato, cornmeal. So I already had that in me. So now I will do anything at that time to have a piece of meat or
Mm-hmm.
pork or cheese. Cheese was like, you have to be rich in Haiti
Oh,
to have
wow.
cheese. We couldn't afford any of this. So when I came to the United States, I was eating all these things. White Castle. I would have like 10 White Castle. Burger King, you name it. Until I came up, I didn't know they were no good.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Uh-huh.
That's why I don't understand. When I try to educate people, their mind is closed. It's like I don't understand. The minute somebody told me this is not good, what you're doing, I said, really? But why?
Yeah.
We are in the society. We don't know how to ask questions.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
somebody tells us something, we just dismiss it. We don't say why. Where did you get that information? Because
Right.
I'm the type of person, even when I'm very curious, somebody give me an information, I'm not naive to quickly say, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I go behind the story and
Mm-hmm.
investigate where you get it from. And
Mm-hmm.
who is that? Who is funding that person who came out with that information? Who do
Oh,
they get?
that's a good question.
You understand? Like the
Yeah.
medical industry get the funding, 75% of it from the pharmaceutical industry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, medical school, I'm sorry. They get their funding
Mm-hmm.
from 75% of the board member in the medical school.
Yeah.
It's more than 200 years. So when I did that research, I said, wow, so I should not trust doctors.
Mm-hmm.
So when they come out, they were trained by the pharmaceutical industry. Why would I trust this person? So
Yeah.
now, when that doctor give me that drug, I go and read. Usually, when you get the drug from the drugstore, you when there's behind it, you have to read out the information.
Mm-hmm.
They tell you of the side effect.
Mm-hmm.
So you realize you're taking one drug that's going to create six other destruction in your body.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think years ago, my husband was born with something with his heart, and he went and he had palpitation, and he went into the emergency room, and they gave him a drug. And when he went to buy the drug, he's reading that the drug is creating heart attack.
Goodness.
That's the same heart attack he didn't want. They gave him the drug for. It's the
Yeah.
same side effect, one of the side effects.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the society we live. If we are not aware of everything, it's like you turn your back on traffic.
Mm-hmm.
And when you turn your back on traffic, you're going to get hit by a car.
Wow.
So
Wow.
this is the mentality that we must have. A mentality, we must face the traffic
Mm-hmm.
and see what's coming at
And see
us.
what's coming at us.
Be
Yeah.
vigilant.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing that. I have interviewed, I don't know if you've had a chance to look, but it's out on YouTube. I interviewed Dr. Negron. I have one of her books. I'd love to send you one. And Dr. Baxter, both physicians are into lifestyle medicines, and they treat with food versus the opposite.
Yeah, I'm very proud of Dr. Baxter, and I'm not familiar with Dr. Negron, but Dr. Baxter and Dr. Milton Mills,
Yeah,
especially we have them in our community. We don't have
yeah.
too many of these great doctors.
Right, right, right. Yeah. So Dr. Negron, they all work, they're kind of working all together. Same mission, one mission, which is starting to treat people with food kind of holistically versus just saying, here, let me give you a medicine prescription and take these pills. They're against doing that. And so I had a chance to interview them, and I learned a lot. It was a wonderful interview, and they're speaking about food being your medicine, for real. So it's quite interesting, and I do wish more of us would hear them out and listen to them and this type of teaching. And as Dr. Negron said, just getting back to our roots, just get back to your roots, like find out what that is and start doing that. But so I have another question for you. So I know you spoke about California, and so where are you located now?
I am in Atlanta.
Nice. Okay, in Atlanta, one of my favorite restaurants is down there. I think I'm going to pronounce it probably incorrectly. Tassili's.
Yeah, that's where we were all weekend doing the Mystic Fair.
Oh my God, I love.
She was the
Yes.
person in green dancing.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh my God.
I do classes there
Do
upstairs.
you really? I love that place. I love that. Anytime I'm just going through Atlanta, because if I have to fly in, I'll try to get a layover, and then I'll go get food, and then
Well,
I'll get
I'm
back.
going to have a juice bar. I'm going to sell green juices because that's something I think we are lacked of in West End. There's all kind of vegan food, but they don't have green juice.
Okay, yeah.
And they have smoothies, and they have other people who do smoothies, and there's agave, they put all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Smoothie that's not really health,
No. I get it. Yeah, because I do see a lot of soul food vegan places, and I think it's a great start, but some of the foods are just extremely heavy, which to me, they're saturated with a lot of oils and things like that. And so I tend to stay away from those restaurants regularly. But I will pick, like that particular restaurant, I'll pick like one of their raw food wraps that I just love. It tends to last me for a while.
I will be I will be at Healthy Essence. It's another vegan restaurant. Yeah, they do kind of healthy dishes.
Yeah.
And I will be in the parking lot.
Nice.
And, doing the juice. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess when I come down to Atlanta, because I'm in the DC area, so the DMV, I'm up here. But when I do come to Atlanta to visit, I will have to look you up so I can come and get juice. How many days a week will you be out there?
I don't know yet. because I'm just doing it for fun, not really as a business to make money.
Well, there is a hunger and a thirst for knowledge. And a lot of people will want to know what you're making and taste it, and that line will be wrapped around the door. So I hear you
Well,
say for fun, but
well, uh, there's a lot of changes are happening will happen in my life this year.
uh-huh.
In terms of relocation.
Okay.
So, so I don't know. I may be in Africa.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I'm exploring
Nice.
because there's a lot of stuff going on right now, and I have to kind of. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. 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 Well, I'll still be following you. I follow you on Facebook now.
Great.
Okay, so let me get to the next question. So someone may be listening and wondering what the benefits are of becoming vegan, right? So can you share your thoughts on this, like some of the benefits and some of your personal experiences when you became vegan?
Well, when I became vegan, I used to be when I was in my 30s. My back used to be curvy, and I used to have joint pain, a lot of joint pain, and I couldn't do exercise. I couldn't run. I couldn't do anything, and I was constipated. I had pimples all the time. I had to wear makeup. I remember I used to wear a company, I don't know if they still exist, called Fashion Fair. I
Mm-hmm.
used to put that makeup on. Um, and my eyes used to be kind of brownish and
Wow.
big dark circle under my eyes. And they were all gone after like 2 weeks of eating clean.
Wow.
And also what I did, I will suggest anyone who wants to be truly healthy not to go out there and keep on buying products. They don't work. If there's one thing, they can create more inflammation in your body. You
Mm-hmm.
have no control of what's in that bottle. Okay.
Okay.
So we all want that quick fix because we don't have the time or knowledge or credible knowledge to make it happen. Like there's a doctor called Michael Clapper. He is a friend of Dr. Montgomery and Dr. Milton Mills. They are all from the same team.
Yeah.
They work in a clinic in California, which is the best clinic in the world from Cornell University
Okay.
at reversing disease. They do water fasting.
Okay.
When I started my journey, I found out about them. So I went there and I fasted on 11 days on just water.
Wow.
Because whenever you have a car, you're doing a tune-up, they take the old oil out to put new oil. So a lot of people make a mistake of just going into the diet without cleaning out the body.
Mm-hmm.
And cleaning out the body, so I did that. So I start after 2 weeks when I left the clinic, my eyes was like white, my skin was shiny. I said, oh my God, I have to spread this to everyone.
Yeah.
And I look at the patient, there was a couple, they were doctors themselves, they were patient there. Linda Evans from a movie they used to have in Hollywood called Dynasty was there.
Yeah.
And it's affordable.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctors, they have medical doctors. They had one doctor graduate from Harvard. So when I came back home, I told my husband, and he went. And now my husband was into politics. He used to have meetings at the house. And the guy came. He had a Haitian radio. He said, "Would you like to come and speak about health on my radio?" That was like 22 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I started speaking at that radio for 5 years. And a lot of people been to this clinic and everyone recovers. So later on, I don't know if you're familiar with Dr. Colin T. Campbell.
No, I'm not, but I will be.
Yeah, he's the one that changed these doctors also.
Okay.
Milton Mills. Did you see the documentary Forks Over Knives?
I have seen that. Yes, I've seen that.
he and Dr. Esselstyn. Dr. Esselstyn is a
Yes.
surgeon.
Yes.
So they both did the documentary talking about plant-based. Dr. Esselstyn says, hey, why would I open my patient chest when I can put them on a vegan diet and in 2 weeks they recover?
Wow.
So this is why Samuel Jackson had an interview on YouTube saying after he read Dr. Esselstyn's book, he said he became vegan.
Yeah, I remember that.
And Dr. Esselstyn is the one that, that create that movement
Yeah.
with the Fox Over Knives documentary.
Mm-hmm.
So there's Dr. Clapper now. Dr. Clapper
Okay.
is a medical doctor who works in the emergency room. He did a documentary with John Warben. John Warben is the son of Baskin Warben ice cream family empire, who became vegan when he was 18. He started writing books about vegan. So him and Dr. Clapper, they did the documentary. And Dr. Clapper, it shows that he was working at the emergency room with a heart attack patient who came in. He said, what did you have? At that time, he had a black beard, he was young. And the patient said, I had a double cheeseburger because the blood was like 80% fat.
Oh my goodness.
So now Dr. Clapper went and worked at that clinic, True North Health in California, the clinic that does water fasting, and he realized that every patient recovers at 100%, to the point where they took away the medication.
Wow. Wow.
Every week, people go home with no drug because these are medical doctors. They monitor the patient. You just drink water and you let the body do the work. I went there, and I started seeing all the changes, and people are telling me my skin look younger, and I start sprinting, I start running, I start doing things I couldn't do when I was younger. I mean, every morning I go off my street, I go sprint.
Do you still right now?
Yes.
Oh my God. I love it.
And I go to the gym, I'm seeing young men doing the pull-up, they can't do it. And I'm doing it. So all of these things encouraged me when I started the journey. Little positive change lead to big changes. So in the 1980s, when King Hussein of Jordan died of cancer, lymphatic cancer, and I know lymphatic cancer is the type of disease that can easily be healed because the lymphatic system is the garbage residue that's under your skin. That's where all the garbage, there's too much when there's too much accumulation, you become toxic. Since toxemia is the #1 cause of every disease, toxemia. It's when your body gets extremely toxic. The body cannot fight anymore. So that's what he had, and he died. He was a king, he was a billionaire. I said, oh my God, I have all this information. I'm not a queen, I'm not a billionaire, but I'm gonna have something that's worth more than that. Which is the knowledge of how to help somebody survive when they're sick.
Wow.
Till this day, there's not one day I don't spend hours learning about health. It's my passion. And one thing I want to tell everyone, you have to have the passion. If you don't have the passion for it, even my kids, they used to tell me, Mommy, that's all you talk about, health. I said, well, if you don't have it, you wouldn't be sitting here. You would be in bed or in a hospital.
Yeah, that is so true.
It's very important.
Yeah, it is very important. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm sure my listeners are listening and they're probably having those aha moments, hearing you like, oh, that makes perfect sense. And hopefully they're researching some of the names and the locations that you're talking about, because many of us are battling different illnesses. And I believe that many of those illnesses can be reversed by diet and exercise, healthy lifestyle, and so on and so forth. So thank you for sharing that. So my next question is, well, you kind of hit on this a second ago, but what are some of the steps that you would suggest that folks implement if they are interested in becoming vegan or more lifestyle conscious?
Well, I feel sorry for anybody who is starting the journey these days, When I started my journey, we didn't have much genetically modified food.
Yeah.
But now 92% of our food is genetically modified.
Oh, that's so heartbreaking.
It is.
It
So,
is.
and the danger is there's no sticker. We are one of the country in the world.
Mhm.
There are about 40 other countries. They have stickers
Mhm.
that tell you the food is modified. But the United States, they had a proposition 37 that, that Obama was pushing on people,
Mhm.
telling them you don't need to know.
Mhm.
So we don't have a sticker.
Yeah.
So when people are buying food, they don't know. We have three choices now. We have organic, we have conventional, and we have GMO. So what is GMO? We don't know.
Right.
We know what's organic. So at least we can make the choice with the organic one.
Right. Right.
And organic food are not that expensive the way people
Yeah.
think it is.
Right. Right.
Okay. So, you know, it's hard for people to make the change because what happened, the food tastes like food, it smells like food, it looks like food, but it's not food.
Wow.
When that body hit our mouth, it tastes like food, we swallow it, but when the food gets into the stomach recognizes that
Yeah.
it's not food. And what do you think the stomach does? Inflammation.
Mm.
An inflammation response that's happened.
Mhm.
What is it? Inflammation, there's an intruder. So when we have that inflammation, what we do, of course, we go to the health food store, we get turmeric, we get ginger, it's not solving the problem. We're wasting our money because we have to look at the cause of every problem.
Okay.
Remember, the body never hurt itself. If you leave your hand right now, you don't do nothing to it, you don't hurt it, it's not going to open by itself and bleed.
Right.
You have to do something to it. The body is always protecting you. The body is always used mechanism to protect you, everyone.
Mhm.
That's why we don't know what's going on inside of that body. We hurting the body because we are not sure. We are not being educated to know the function of every organ, what they do, what happens when you eat something that's bad. No, never in this society, except if we go to naturopath school or if we take private classes
Mhm.
on nutrition, on health and nutrition. Like with the internet, we have Dr. Milton Mills, like Dr. Negron
Mhm.
or Montgomery.
Yeah.
But otherwise, there's nothing.
Mhm.
Even the doctors, they only get 3 hours of nutrition
Yeah.
in medical school. So this is why I respect these doctors so much because
Yeah.
when after they come out of medical school, they realize there's a problem. But most of them don't. They're still making money. They're getting the percentage from the drug they're prescribing you, and you don't know what's going on behind the curtains. There's exchange of money between these doctors and the drug they're giving you.
Mhm.
And the drug, you have to take them for the rest of your life.
For the
If you have
rest of your life. Yeah.
and you still have the blood pressure will never heal.
Mhm.
Okay. So, but when I went to this clinic, it was a huge eye opener for me to look at everyone who came there with disease, life threatening disease, and they recover after 3 weeks.
Wow. Now, now, is it affordable? I know affordability is relative,
I
but
believe, Queenie, since I know this clinic,
Mhm.
they are really what doctors should be
Yeah.
because they are not getting rich.
Mhm.
They're charging one price from that
Mm.
time until now, 169 a day, and they
Wow.
give you a place to stay, and you get doctors coming in your room in the morning and at night.
Mhm.
They take your blood pressure, they do blood tests,
Mhm.
and they do classes, and they have three chefs.
Mhm.
That's one of the most unbelievable. They have three of my favorite chefs.
Yeah.
Yeah. They teach
Wow.
you when you go home how to prepare your food in a very easy way
Mhm.
and delicious way with no salt, no sugar, no oil.
Wow. I may need to go out there just to have the experience and to learn more and to give my body a little bit of a rest.
And you people think, hey, I need to wait. People are like sitting on the chair and they're saying, hey, I'm waiting for disease to come. When the disease come, I'll do something. No,
No.
no. Instead of going, to this island and have fun, and which is just a band-aid,
Yeah.
you're putting over yourself, having pleasure. You look for happiness and pleasure together.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you go on a cruise, you get a week of, fun, 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 and you're going to gain 15 pounds.
Yeah.
And coming back home with the chance that you may have, issues with your
Of
health,
course.
and going to a place that is the same price, but you
Mm-hmm.
come back home with a clean body and knowledge,
And knowledge.
an eye opener,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the chances of helping someone else.
Absolutely. That's priceless.
People see you, they will see the change. Everyone who goes there, everyone see the changes in them.
Mm-hmm.
It's extreme change
Yeah.
in your skin, in your eyes. And if you stay 3 weeks, guarantee you would lose 30 pounds.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. Okay. So you'll have to share the information with me once we finish our recording. I would love to know more about it. Okay. So what do you eat in a typical day?
Well, when I wake up, I have a jar of water, glass with the BPA free next to me, room temperature. I just open my eyes. I take out my eye band. I sleep with a black headband.
Yeah.
Just to make my brain know that it's night.
Mm-hmm.
So I drink my water, and then the minute I start working, I feel like going to the bathroom.
Right.
The bathroom. Of course, I brush my teeth after that, after I drink the water, and then
Mm-hmm.
go downstairs, get my shot, get my green or purple juice.
Okay.
Everything is already washed. It's important. One of the steps, it's important that we do our shopping, come home, don't even have any connection with the fridge.
Yeah.
Don't take these bags in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
Go straight to your kitchen, but you already have your BPA-free containers that you get at the supermarket or Walmart, BPA-free, big one, like 2.5 gallons containers, plastic BPA-free. And then we wash our stuff, we put them in bed. I have that on my page, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Your refrigerator is beautiful. And because of your video and your refrigerator, it has made me do the same thing. So I redid my refrigerator and I read. So I've always brought like my food from like the local farmer's market. I've always brought it in and washed it, given it a bath, right? Give it a bath. And then some of the vegetables and fruits, I'm like, well, what's the best way for me to store them so that they don't just, like decay or go bad quickly, right? Because I can't eat them as quick as I would like to. But watching what you do with like lettuce and things like, things like that, it saved me a lot. And I can keep my celery, I can keep my lettuce way longer than I ever was able, because I do what you do, how you create these beds for your vegetables. So tell us a little more about that, because I love your refrigerator.
Yeah, what happened is when you come home, the fact that you already have all these containers ready to go, everything is organized, and you put 2 buckets, the stainless steel I prefer, but if you can not afford the big stainless steel bucket, you can buy the white one they have at Walmart, and you put your hydrogen peroxide, the 35% grade, dilute in water. They'll give you the instruction if you get it. If you cannot get the 35%, you can get the 12%. They sell them at Whole Foods. And you put them in your water and then you wash. But the last rinse, you rinse it with clean water. Because you don't want to put that chlorine in the water residue on your vegetable. And then after you take the lettuce, you shake it. And then you pad it with you reserve some towels. They sell them 18 for $5 at Walmart. 18 of these white little towels. You tap them, you clean them gently, and then you put paper towel and you put them in the bucket. Each bucket can take 3 lettuce. So you wrap them so they can keep the moisture, and then you cover it. I have mine here for a month. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw you do that, I didn't know what to expect because because when you were talking and you were showing us how to do it, you showed the lettuce. I probably missed how long they can keep for. Then I did it, and then I kept checking the lettuce to see if it was browning, and it definitely went on for a long time and did not brown. It stayed crispy. It didn't wilt. It didn't do any of that, and that's not normal. It's not my normal outcome for lettuce. I have to eat it quickly or wind up tossing it out. So thank you for sharing that because and it has saved me money and time.
And also, people think that when they wake up in the morning, they have to have like cereal with milk. This is what we were conditioned to have.
Yeah.
Or take the egg, crack it open, and put it, and it's like automatic for some people.
Yeah.
Or coffee or something like that, some bread and butter. All these things are going to create fat, inflammation,
Mm-hmm.
cancer, diabetes, every disease you can ever imagine because the body doesn't know what to do with that kind of food. So we are tropical being. We are tropical human being where we are supposed to be with no clothes, walking in the
Mm-hmm.
field, just pick up fruits and eat and tender baby greens.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my phone, it's
That's
making.
okay.
And this is the type of people we are.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why the people in the Hansa, they live up to 130 years, up to 140
Wow.
years, because they live in harmony with nature.
Yeah.
When it's 6 o'clock, they go to bed. They are like the animals. They don't have any light
Yeah.
or anything like that around where they are. They eat sun-dried food.
Mm-hmm.
So when I wake up in the morning, after I have my shot, my purple shot or green shot or red shot, I get myself a little bowl of fruits, or a big bowl of melon.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I don't have time to eat the melon, I just throw it in my vacuum blender. It's a new type of blender that does not oxidize your food.
Okay. I've never heard of this one.
It's called vacuum.
Okay.
Yeah, you vacuum it, you get the air out of it. It's very simple.
Okay.
And then there's a little button. The light is red, and when it takes all the air out, the light becomes green, and then you blend your food. And
Wow.
if you go to discountjuicers.com, the guy John Kohler, one of the most credible guy on YouTube, by the way,
Uh,
he's a raw food guy, and he show you the difference in
yeah.
all the juice right there in front of you. You see the
Okay.
color is different. So and I put the melon with the seed because the seed is extremely good. They said it's good for men with erection problem.
Yeah.
I don't know about, but
Okay, y'all men, y'all hear that, right? So y'all blend your fruit with the seeds. It's good for erectile dysfunction.
um, and what I do, even in Atlanta, wherever I was living in Israel for 4 years, and people who were born there didn't even know where they sell certain fruits. I found them.
Yeah.
I found them because I asked questions.
Mm-hmm.
There's a need to find the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever there's a will, there's a way. So
Mm-hmm.
I get my watermelon. They're organic with the skin because the skin, the green part of the skin, is the chlorophyll. It's the sun that's creating that chlorophyll. So you
Nice.
need that. You need every part of the watermelon is a complete food matter. You
Wow.
take the whole watermelon, you blend it, it's a complete food. There's protein, there's fiber, there's carbohydrate, there's chlorophyll, there's enzyme. I mean, you name it, there's everything your body needs. You can spend
Wow.
the rest of your life just eating watermelon and you can have the perfect health.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
So, me, I don't have recipe. I don't make recipes. That's why I'm a chef. I'm a vegan chef, a raw food chef, you name it, chef. I used to create all kind of recipe, but I realized this is still creating inflammation because when you're blending all these nuts and these powders, this spice, I rather go simple. I rather teach people to eat simple,
Mm-hmm.
not to take out of the precious time they could enjoy life
Right.
instead of staying in the kitchen of making recipes.
Yeah.
I know it's fun, but you know, it's better. Like tonight, what I had for dinner, I have some lettuce that I planted outside from the lettuce you are talking about.
Yeah.
The little heart of it,
Yeah.
planted outside. The plant is intelligent. The plant gave me seeds. I took the seeds and we plant them, and I have like 300 little lettuce outside.
Wow.
I go take a few leaves of my red lettuce, take a few mung bean sprout, which take me like 30 seconds to make,
Mm-hmm.
and slice some mango and avocado, and I give myself a nice big plate food, colorful, tasty food.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoy it. There's crunchiness in my plate. There is fat in the avocado.
Mm-hmm.
There is um, and there is the sweetness in the mango. I'm satisfied. So, but to eat like that, you need to reprogram the brain because the brain is going to say, where is the, you know, you know,
Yeah.
the chicken wings,
Yeah, yeah.
French
Where's the
fries.
grilled chicken? They'll ask like, "Where's the chicken strips? I need a chicken or something on here or shrimp."
Now your brain is in a struggle with your stomach.
Yeah.
The brain said yes, the stomach said no, no. You fight because your stomach is your gut, is your heart. It's like you're thinking for it. It's doing the thinking. But the brain thinking is stronger.
Mm-hmm.
The brain always wins.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I heard you talk about your lettuce outside, and on one of your videos, you did take us outside to see where you grow. So I do know that you grow some of your food. Now, when you do grow, so does that make you a seasonal eater as well? Do you grow all year long? I know you're in Georgia, so you can grow, year round down there.
Well, you may grow year round, but where I am in the north of Georgia, if I
Hmm.
was in Marietta or Conventon, the temperature is different. I see people growing there in the winter, but where I am, it's not easy to grow.
Okay.
Not, however, um, I can go inside. I can do sprouting,
Yeah.
something that is more even more superior
Mhm.
than the vegetable.
Okay. Okay. All
And
right.
yeah, and I grow broccoli inside of the house, mung beans, alfalfa, radish,
Mhm.
sunflower. I
Nice.
have an abundance of living food inside of my kitchen.
Yeah. Okay, so now does your whole family eat this way? Like your whole immediate family that's I noticed that I think one of your daughters or nieces or someone, she videos for you and she's always talking, showing the different things that you're making, your juices and things like that.
My granddaughter,
Yes, okay. But do they eat the way you eat now that they've grown up watching you do this?
no, I didn't. They didn't grow up near me. My daughter grew up near me, but
Uh-huh.
she falls off the wagon a lot.
Yeah. It's hard sometimes. For
Because it
some.
depends who is the partner, and create an influence on you.
Yeah.
But my granddaughter, she's trying to lose weight all the
Yeah.
time. So she came in, I gave her the recipe. Now it's up to her. They all live in other states. I don't have
Okay.
any family in Atlanta,
Okay.
and I don't have a lot of family visiting me. I see them once every few months.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
it's not like they are around me, but they know it's the right thing. But they have their own life, and
Yeah.
they took the little thing I give them and incorporating it into their own life.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're looking at you. You're like a living testimony. So they know that what you're doing is working.
Yes.
But it takes discipline. It definitely takes discipline. You have to retrain your brain. My daughter totally be like, "Mom, whatever." Uh, and my son, he loves the vegan lifestyle, but both of them are adults now, so they're like, we don't have to do that no more, Mom. But I believe that they're going to wind up turning back around because I've given them the tools and I talk to them about it all the time. So I'm sure that those seeds will grow.
What
Okay.
happened with my son too?
Hmm.
The seed grew. He always have it in the back of his head. He's applying them now.
I definitely believe that will happen to my two as well. Okay, so your favorite staples to have in your home. I know you just mentioned some of the things that you grow in your home, but tell me some of your favorite staples that you have in your home and why. Why those staples?
I have mango because mango is extremely rich in everything
Hmm.
except chlorophyll. So that's why when I have the mango, either I have it with baby lettuce or I have it an hour later. I have the lettuce an hour later.
Okay.
Mango has some omega-3 in it, and that really helped me, not to be in trouble because instead of eating one, I'll eat two or three, and
Hmm.
my belly will be filled up. There's no more room for me to want to eat anything bad.
Yeah.
And I will give that advice to anyone, like always keep your kitchen loaded with, Fuji apple, which to me it's the best tasting apple, and a lot of oranges, pineapple,
Hmm.
watermelon, and do the fruits in the morning, and then you can put some baby greens. They have them everywhere. Baby lettuce
Hmm.
is the one that is neutral.
Okay.
Don't do the other greens, heavy duty greens with your fruits.
Like the kales.
Kale, I don't do at all.
Oh, okay. You want to tell us why you don't choose to use
Because
kale?
kale have, if you're in nature right now and there's a bunch of lettuce, baby lettuce and baby spinach, that there are 32 variety of lettuce, by the way, and they are there, and kale is here. Which one are you going to take? And you're going to go after the lettuce because they are tender, leafy, juicy,
Yeah.
sweet greens.
Hmm.
Kale, in Europe, people don't use kale. We are the only one in the United States that's go kale crazy because, and then there's an industry
Oh, we have
that
definitely
created.
an industry. Yeah.
And then it started when I started eating kale juice, and my husband and I, we didn't feel good.
Mm.
Our stool changed, and we started doing some investigation about kale. And I did a few research that shows that kale has alkaloids in it,
Oh.
and alkaloids is a natural pesticide that the plant create to protect, doesn't want to be eaten. It
Really?
yes.
Wow. Well,
Good.
I know it makes your waist extremely green. And I used to be concerned, are they putting dyes in the kale or is this really kale? Like, because I mean, I'm not a scientist, I wouldn't know, but I did notice like a huge change with my waist with kale. I figured it was natural.
Well, it is natural. It's
Mhm.
chlorophyll, like kale in all the greens. Kale has the highest nutrients.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But does that make your body digest it well? No.
No. Okay.
Okay. So kale and collard green. If anybody want to use kale, I will blanch it first and
Oh.
give it that, like broccoli. Broccoli, you cannot have it raw like that. A lot of people eat it raw and it give them gas.
Mm-hmm.
It's better to blanch it. You blanch it and you take it out, and when you get that bright green, the cell of the broccoli open up, ready to be eaten. But just like that, it's not good.
This is
And
good information.
broccoli sprout has 40 times more nutrients than the mature broccoli.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
So it has something in it called sulfurin that that's protect you against cancer.
Okay.
Broccoli is extremely important to have. That's why if people use it in next program, I show people to do it easy. It takes
Mhm.
1 minute to do the sprout. You could
Mhm.
do it so many ways, and there's no reason for someone not to have the broccoli in the kitchen.
Okay, so now you know someone that's probably listening, they're probably an alkaline, air quotes, vegan, and they're going to be totally against eating broccoli because it's acidic, as we have been taught. So,
Well,
so
that's another discussion because even we've been misled even by our own.
Yeah.
We chose, like, I know doctors, I don't want to
I understand. Yeah.
name.
One of the good doctors.
One of the doctors tell
Yeah.
you not to use broccoli, not to use cauliflower, not to use
Yeah.
carrots, but they said use oil. Use
Yeah.
oil.
Grapeseed oil
Yeah,
and
and
olive oil.
yeah, and oil. They didn't even say organic.
Right.
Every oil is toxic to the body
Right.
because if you take a bottle of olive oil right now, it has zero protein, zero fiber, zero sugar, zero everything. What's left is fat. So when your body receives that fat, it's having stress to break it down. Okay?
Wow.
And Dr. Esselstyn, Dr. Milton, Dr. Montgomery,
Mhm.
Dr. Furman, all these great doctors with integrity, they did the research. And Dr. Esselstyn is the most respected doctor in the world right now
Mhm.
because President Clinton became vegan because of him.
Yeah.
Okay? He said no, he went on YouTube and on CNN, he said no oil, no oil. And he
Wow.
explained he said you will have to reattach everything in that olive into the oil to make it digestible.
Wow. Wow.
But remember, there's an oil industry, there's a meat industry, there's a
Mhm.
milk industry, there's a coffee industry, there's tobacco industry, military industry, alcohol industry. So this industry, they control the information
Mhm.
that's going into our media.
Right.
And
Yeah.
this is why, I'm very proud of you that you are doing this podcast, which
Yeah.
we had many of you doing it, we would have a different world right
Right.
now.
Right.
Because the media is not on our side, they're on the side of industry.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
It's,
Yeah.
since the 1990s, um, the 1%, they purchase all the 75 media station, cable station, they convert them into 6 right now. And that's where we get all our information.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's a history behind the story.
Absolutely.
Go behind them and see who's sponsoring them, who's paying them, who's.
Yeah. Yeah. This is some good information. I'm just so glad to first of all, I'm just always glad that individuals like yourself will agree to come and talk to my little podcast.
Not little, it's big. It's
it
public.
is it is big, but I'm always glad because you guys share such, I mean, amazing information. And when like I said, I follow you, and I'm always just like, okay, what can I learn today? And I just want others to, I always say, come drink from the well, go and just do the research yourself, get connected with people that are talking, and then go and find out what it is and why they're doing it. And it's, it's nothing that's out to kill you. It's actually out to help you to live. It's not saying, hey, take this potion. It's saying, try this, this raw organic food, just try this one food, so it's not hurting anyone. And I get it. We have,
Cornell University did the research in this clinic, the one I
wow.
water fasting.
Yes.
Dr. Colin C. Campbell is 80 something years old. He did a 50 years research all over the world on the
Yeah.
connection of meat and dairy product and cancer. And it's when he did the research twice, and it
Mm-hmm.
shows that, I was working for a billionaire in New York, and he was reading the book, and I said to myself, I didn't tell him that. I read that book 5 years ago. And he said, oh, Barbara Streisand, he was talking to somebody. She's where she loved the book of Colin C. Campbell, the China study.
Right.
And I read that book a long time ago. And that's because then that led to Esselstyn with Clinton.
Yeah.
And Dr. Colin C. Campbell was the chief of biochemist at Cornell, the chief nutrition department.
Mm-hmm.
He did the study there, and he did a study with 1,100 patients from the clinic, that clinic that does the order fasting.
Mhm.
It shows the 1,100 patients,
Wow.
everyone recovers successfully with the use of water fasting and vegan diet.
And see, we don't even hear about stories like that.
Yeah. This is something that should be on every,
It should be.
if they really care about people. We have
Yeah.
so many people, millions of
Yeah.
people dying in this country every year, but they can't tell you because they are controlled.
Of course.
Right? They are reading a script every day. They are not real journalists.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you
Yeah.
are, you're doing the job now of a real journalist, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you.
But the other one on the big chain, they are not doing that. They are like puppets. They're just reading a script.
Right. Right. Right.
So, and this is why everyone who listen to you,
Yeah.
they should share your podcast to everyone, because from what you just told me, the type of doctors you have on your show, you're doing really a job that the
Yeah.
media should be doing.
Yeah. Yeah. It is invaluable. Like, I listen to these doctors, I follow them. My lifestyle is vegan. And I'm always trying to learn more. I'm always trying to grow, and I want to be more disciplined, because of course sometimes I don't fall off the wagon and fall into a bucket of chicken, but I will fall off the wagon at times, and I will eat like more processed foods than I want to, eat, just out of habit. But I'm always trying to feed myself the knowledge so that I stay conscious of what I'm doing. And then I want to share that out to other people when they ask, oh, well, Queenie, why don't you eat this? Or why don't you eat that? I love to be able to share with them why I don't. And then also give them some other, person, go follow this person, or check this person's YouTube out, or, read this book, here, like even the information about the clinic in California, I would love to be able to share that with someone, so I myself may sign up for it, just because I want to know more. All right. So I know that you say you don't necessarily do recipes, but if you had to give me a recipe with 5 ingredients or less that you could make for a family.
Well, you raw or cook?
Either one.
Um, well, raw, I will do the happy salad.
Oh, a happy salad.
Yeah. Um, the happy salad, you can have it for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It's a complete food. It's just, I will be putting sprout and strawberries and all the berries and mangoes, dice them and shred some apple and put avocados and mix up, put baby lettuce and mix everything together with a little juice of, orange juice, squeeze on it. And it's delicious,
Wow.
and you have every kind of flavor in this.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are, you're going to be satisfied with a meal like that.
Okay.
Or if I could take green peas, which is frozen green peas, organic frozen green peas.
Mm-hmm.
I'll dump in it a bunch of herbs. Like I have a herb spice that it's always in the fridge. I make it in advance, so whenever I'm cooking, I take a spoon, throw it in the green pea, 2 cups of green pea with 3 cups of water, and you throw your spice, your herbs in it. You boil it for 7 minutes, and then you blend it, and then you bake some sweet potato, and you
Oh,
have that with avocado and your kimchi.
nice.
That's
Okay.
simple, like your soup,
Mm-hmm.
your baked sweet yams, Japanese yam, your avocado. You have a little bit of your kimchi or your fermented cabbage.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everything is easy. Everything takes like 15 minutes for that meal, and it's
Wow.
extremely satisfying and delicious.
Okay. It sounds good. I'm salivating. I didn't have dinner, so, it
Yeah,
sounds,
any piece. The green pea soup is really, really.
yeah.
You could have it with. You could cook with. You can cook a little rice, and the it's good together.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we used to have rice and bean pea soup together with avocado.
Mhm.
It remind me. It's cultural. So there are certain food you will not understand or flavorful until you eat them, until I make it in front of you, and
Mhm.
how easy it is. So, and you could also take a pesto. You can make a pesto
Oh yeah.
with pumpkin seed, or you can pick a mayonnaise. The mayonnaise
Mm-hmm.
and the pumpkin seed, you can put soak 1 cup of cashew with some. You squeeze some lemon in the blender with some garlic and tiny little water, and you just with mustard, and you blend it. It's like a mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Put it on the side, and you made some pesto now in the blender with basil, pumpkin seed, lemon, the same ingredient,
Yeah.
garlic, and little tiny water. You blend it, put it on the side, and you take a nice big portobello mushroom, you warm it up a little bit, and then you put your pesto and your mayonnaise and slice of tomato in it, and lettuce. You put lettuce, you put avocado, and it's a nice
Why
burger.
does that sound so good? That sounds so delicious. So
Yeah.
delicious. All right. So
But
yeah,
if you want a podcast on just recipe, you know, we could just work on that because
I
I
have to invite you back to do that. I would love to invite you back to show us something, show us a recipe.
can
Because
people see me when I'm
yeah,
talking?
people can see you now.
Okay.
Although we're pre-recording now, I would love to maybe do a live with you and let you just do your thing, maybe create a meal or something on my show. That would be awesome.
That would be nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I have to bring you back to do. We'll set up a live after this Wellness Wednesday drop. We can set up a live. You can come back for another Wellness Wednesday, and you can make something yummy for
Yeah.
us. Yeah, I would love that. Yeah. Okay. So say it one more time.
That's it. It's my pleasure.
Yeah. Oh my God. I look forward to it. All right. So can you tell me your thoughts really quickly before my last question on intermittent fasting and if you do intermittent fast?
Yes, I do actually. I did today.
Oh.
I had my last meal at 6 o'clock,
Mhm.
and it's a mild, it's a raw meal. In an hour, my body is going to get rid of it already.
Mhm.
And now, in 2 hours or 3 hours, when I go lay down, what happened when we eat too close to our meal, the meal when we lay down, the body said, "Oh, I thought it was time to sleep." And now the food is moving into towards this direction. So the body is confused. Should I sleep? Should I digest? Should I sleep? Should I digest? So you never really recover from the benefit of sleeping because the body is fighting a battle. So when you go to bed on a stomach that is almost empty, um, the body process the fat. It it's clean out, it fix things. Because while you are sleeping, the body is like a factory fixing things for you.
Yeah.
So you don't know what's going on, but the body is extremely busy. This is why when you don't sleep enough, you wake up with puffiness and tired, and you have to have that coffee
Yeah.
as a drug to help you get up. So I believe in intermittent fasting. It's not as good as fasting because on water, because when you're fasting on water, after when the body is not getting food, the body goes into ketosis. So the body start fixing things at a cellular level. And I remember I was fasting, and on my fifth day, I was already skinny and I didn't have too much fat to lose.
Mhm.
So I was so weak, and I was sitting outside of the clinic, and there was a little tree that has peach in it. And
Mhm.
I was looking at the peach. The peach is looking at me, and I said, And I got up and I picked up the peach. I said, I hope they're not looking at me. And, and I ate it.
Uh-huh.
And then suddenly I became vibrant. I was weak and I became like
Wow.
energy for fuel. I got myself some fuel. So why? Because I stayed too much in the sun that day. And when you stay too much in the sun, you expend too much energy. Mm-hmm. So I went back in and, you know, I drank water. And then now the body has to start over.
Wow.
In that mode again. It didn't take long because I just had you know, a little apricot.
Okay.
So it was an apricot. So when you do it at the body, so it's different when you do intermittent fasting because and tomorrow again you start. What you benefit from the intermittent fasting is you get a good night's sleep and the body does a lot of work for you. Yeah. A lot of work has been done, which is like, you know, you will get the benefit in the long run, like in a period of 6 months, contraring to 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. You lose the 30 pounds rapidly and the body does the job very quickly. Mm-hmm. And then you move on. Then you still keep on doing the intermittent fasting as a maintenance.
Right. Okay.
Because we live in a very polluted world and everything is, there's bacteria, there's germs, there's pollution everywhere, there's fiberglass. People don't even know, you know, people don't even know the danger of fiberglass. Even when you live in a house, you're breathing the central air. Mm-hmm. You know, inside of this insulation, these are fiberglass. Mm-hmm. And the fiberglass are like the little brother of asbestos.
Wow.
They are insulations, yes.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you go look for houses and you go in the basement, unfinished basement, new houses, and you see this insulation, people don't know. And they live with this insulation.
That is
these are powdered glass. They're powdered glass.
That is so true.
Okay, so imagine, I know this program is not about that, but
no, it's fine. It's all about information.
saying when you do that maintenance, you at 6 o'clock you get a light meal, so your body has more room to fight everything. Yeah. That gets in the body through your nose or your mouth. Mm-hmm. So, and another time we'll go to the skin because we need to talk about the skin.
Yeah, we'd love to talk about the skin.
People put too much stuff on the skin and they don't understand they're absorbing it. Uh-huh. So the skin shouldn't have nothing on it.
Okay. So we're going to come back and talk about the skin then. So that's going to be our next. Well, I don't know if it's going to be food or if we're going to do the skin. We may just do both. We may put it all together on our next show then, because that, you know, I've never had a conversation about the skin, but I would love to. I would love to hear what you have to share about the skin.
The skin look beautiful, by the way. Your face is great and glamorous, like, I don't know. Just
no, that's you. You're beautiful. I'm like, man, she looks so super young. And I know you've shared your age before. I think, as a matter of fact, I think I might have saw one of your posts maybe today where you were sharing your age. And I'm very cautious now of saying, oh, this person don't look like they're this particular age. The truth is that some people just had very hard lives when I was coming up. So 60 looked whatever 60 was. But right. Now when I look at people that are 60 and above and they're taking care of their life, their lifestyles are different. That is what 60 plus can look like. That's just the truth, you know? So I try to now change how I look at a certain number and assume that it shouldn't look that way, you know, because it's just not true. We take care of ourselves, then it shows oftentimes.
Yeah, well, you know, it's important to take care of yourself, to love yourself. When you do that, everybody would love you. I remember my ex-husband used to criticize me. Oh, you have skinny leg, blah, blah, blah. My best revenge was going to the gym. And he wished he could be like me now. You know? When I was in New York, when it snowed, it was snowing. Mm-hmm. And I would go running.
Yeah.
I remember one time, it was Thanksgiving, I was running and I could smell the pasta. Every house I passed
Yeah.
by, smelling the food, you know.
Yeah.
I said, oh, I'm in a better place, and I'm jogging, jogging, jogging. So I don't jog any longer. I sprint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. So I'm glad to know that you're athletic. But I mean, I see you on your page, but those that don't know you, of course, they have no idea, but of course, after this, they will know who you are. So with that being said, can you tell us how the listeners can find you or follow you on any of your social media platforms? I know you're on Facebook. I don't know if you're on IG or YouTube, but can you share your handles?
Yes, on my page, there's a link that will take you to every one of my posts, my
Okay. Social media.
social media.
Yeah.
I am on IG, Happy Vegan Coach, and on YouTube, Happy Vegan Coach. On my website is happyvegancoach.com, and on Facebook is Yolande Smith,
Mm-hmm.
Yolande Smith. And if anybody wants any consultation, I do Zoom, and I'm extremely affordable, and I can even do it for free if you really have challenges. It's okay. I trust you
Mm-hmm.
that you have challenges. I will help you out.
Oh, y'all hear that? See, I love it. I love bringing this type of energy to the podcast. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Yolande, I have had an amazing time. I'm going to wrap up our podcast. We've been chatting for a while, and we definitely have to come back and do this again. I love sharing space with you, and I honor your presence here today. And I look forward to our cooking episode and our skincare episode.
Yes, yes.
I love it. So you can come back and share anytime. We'll set it up.
When I come back, I'll come back in a bikini to
Oh,
inspire, to
I love
inspire your audience.
Yes, exactly. Look, we'll get them motivated and inspired by watching you do. Yeah.
You get physical, physical.
We're going to wake them up. Well, hey guys, it's your girl Queenie. I have enjoyed this conversation with the Happy Vegan Coach. I hope you guys go out there and find her information. Check her out on all of her social media. Check her out on Facebook. She's easy to access, so definitely go out there and look for her. And hey, go ahead and find me at Vegan Girl with Curves. I'll have her information out there as well. So if you can't find Yolande Smith on her page, then you can come to my page, Vegan Girl with Curves, and I'll have all of her links up there as well. And since she has agreed to come back to the show, that means, hey, she'll be a regular, so you cannot miss her, okay? So thank you all for listening. Thank you again for stopping by here. Happy Vegan Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate it.